Hey dreamers, I'm Bryce from Midnight Notion, singer, songwriter, musician, and big fan of Metallica. But I don't know what my favorite song is. Could it be of Wolf and Man? Let's use math to find out. Cue the intro.
So Ted, give it to me now!
For the best Metallica song! Of Wolf and Man, track number 9 off of the Black Album, and spoiler alert, I'm a big fan of this song, so I'm ready to get into it. What we're going to do today is we're going to listen to the song, I'm going to blah 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 my way through it, and then I'm going to rate it using the following criteria: lyrics, instrumentation, composition, memorability, and emotional response. Each category is a 0 to 4 score with a grand total possible points of 20, and we'll find out at the end whether or not it has what it takes to get to the top 10. And it's going to need at least, I think, 17 or 18 to get there. So put your guess in the comments below, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. About 64% of you watching this are not subscribed. If we could get to 1,000 subscribers, then I can make these videos even better. I'm using a crappy green screen right now. Imagine how much more I could do if I was getting paid to do this. Let's get into the show, huh? Let's listen to a song. I love this so much. What an intro, right? What an intro. What a, like, bop, bop, bop. It's so cool. And then once the drums start coming in, you got James doing offbeats to dut, 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 dut. He's doing these chromatic climb ups on there. This song breaks the key signature all over the place. It's in E minor, but there are a lot of changes going on in there. We have a lot of sharped and flatted notes. What is it? I believe the 5th is B. But then we get a lot of B flats in this song. And same with this part here. We're doing straight chromatic E, F, F sharp, G, E, F, F sharp, A? I don't know. He's changing a lot of notes in here, and this song is filled with stuff like that. And when we get to the chorus, we'll talk about going to the 2 and so on and so forth. But I'm really excited. It's already fun. Bum, bum, brr, ka. And then this riff here just leads itself to an audience, hey, because they've been building, and then they stop, and the one guitar is just kind of holding out, and then James is riffing the main riff, do 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 do, but it's just held out, and we got the hi-hats with a wash on the end. And that's kind of your cue to like get your fist pumping. Hey, hey. They're just teasing. Now they're full on. I also love that this is teasing the main riff. We got it's teasing what will eventually be right? They take, if that's your main riff, if you first write you start with that, you break it down, now you're just teasing it. I'm just repeating the same things over and over, but then you go even back further. Just hold it out, right? And then you've got in the chorus, or not the chorus, in the solo, we have so we're just building upon one idea. We've not even gotten into the song, and well, I'm just saying all this stuff because I know what's happening, but I'm explaining it to you now so you can listen for it as we go through the rest. Take a listen. Kick, kick, kick. Now we bring in the snare. Note that there's no cymbal there in that transition. Boom, 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 boom. Dude, there's no cymbal there. It's just keeping on that hi-hat. Boom, 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 cha. Boom, cha. Real simple. They're not like hitting you anymore. They're building slowly. And I was referencing it in Sad But True mistakenly Mistakenly? Is that a word? I was referencing the point that I wanted you to listen to the snares and the cymbals in the verses. That was wrong. I meant that it happens in this song. We'll have like a snare and a cymbal on the 2, and then we'll have a double hit, ta-ta, later on. The verses change. Each verse is different and building upon itself in a different way. The first verse is just that kick on the offbeat. Bum. Bum. The second verse, now we got a straight beat with the kick and snare. Boom, cha, boom, cha. The third verse will have a different kind of fill. I think he does like a ba ba. Anyways, we'll listen for it, but I just wanted to point it out. It's time to get the guitar out. The interesting thing about this riff is that it's classic Metallica showing off their finger movements. Let me show you what's going on. Okay? Now the reason why they're showing off instead of just playing it by the note is that they're coming up here to the 7th fret and 6th fret here, instead of going here to the 2nd and 1st fret on the next string up. This is B and A sharp. And this is also B and A sharp. And instead of, they could play, it's open to, open to, open. But they're riffing. I don't know why they chose to do it over here as opposed to up here. All I know is that it does look a lot cooler if you're using all of your fingers versus using open strings and just hammering on. Snare on the end. Back to the intro. Did you hear that? Whoa! Really cool. Harmonies on the shape shift. On the 2. Once again, we have the classic Metallica shift to the 2. So the main part, the first part of the chorus. Okay, so we're going from that B to that A sharp. Then we come to, that's a C sharp to C. And then now we're down to F sharp. All right. Listen to the snares. There's the 2. Go the wild. Sing it. Back to the intro. There was a cool reverse reverb on that drum fill. Let's listen one more time. There's like a suck and shh. Did you hear it? That's, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was a reverse reverb on a snare hit. So they crack the snare. They just hit record, and then he just goes, ka! And they put a reverb on it, so it goes, ka! And then they take that whole thing, and they reverse it. They flip the tape around, and then you get... And so... Really cool effect. New riff. Intro. This is the same as the end of the song as well. Of Wolf. I'm going to sing that. And then, that's it. Snare and cymbal, everyone. Ooh, there's some cool stuff going on here. Let's see if I can figure that out. There's some sort of clean guitar going on in the background. Some sort of like a... Wait, something like this. I don't know if those are the exact notes, but I guess that falls in sort of a what is that, an E sus something? Or an E7 maybe? It's a really cool little pattern here to kind of make it like a shimmering, sparkling starlight, right? Steel in the air, cold. No, chill in the air, cold as steel tonight. That's what it is. There's a lot of little riffy things going on in the background here. Listen close. I'm gonna rewind it just a little tiny bit. There's definitely some dog barks and howling and stuff going on in the background. Ooh, I heard a in there, and then you do something in those two notes, that E and the D. Really cool layers, and then we got the one guitar just kind of keeping that gallop going. It's almost like if you were the headless horseman, or no, I guess Ichabod Crane, and you're going through like the forest, and you're like watching around, and it's like, oh God. Oh God. Or maybe you're Belle's father, Maurice, in The Beauty and the Beast. He's like, he gets encountered by a bunch of wolves. So maybe he's on the horse and like, oh, where am I? Where am I? And you hear the wolves, and it's like the hair's already standing on the back of my neck. Oh, I'm transforming. Oh. It's really cool to illustrate this moment. Like there's something going on. There's change. It's wolves. I don't know if it's wolves or it's werewolf, but we're about to talk about I feel a change. That beast within is coming out. Really cool, really cool. Oh, and I didn't say anything about that lead guitar. It's really singing. It's also adding to, in some points you can't even tell whether it's a wolf howl or Kirk's guitar because it's just crying. Very, very cool. Very cool.
Change. Back to a better day.
The two. Really cool. That last, it has like a moan at the end, and then the guitar goes real high, and it's got that same sort of really fun. I'm digging this. I'm digging it. Cymbal every other. And then that last one with the double, the da-brr-ka. My heart is racing. I'm feeling a change inside me. I'm feeling like we're about to change from the listening portion to the points portion of the video. What do you say? Come with me. Ooh. Lyrics. What is this song about? It's about turning into a werewolf. It's about shape-shifting. But I think if you read into these lyrics, what I love about them is that, yes, they do say shape-shift, making references. They say of wolf and man, makes it sound like you're of both forms, right? You're kind of this and that, little bit of this, little column A, little column B. However, I think you could dive into this in a metaphorical way. I think instead of actually literally turning into a werewolf, this could be like the beast within, right? Coming, following your internal desires, and they might not be human, right? There's a lot of references to this in mythology, in Native American fables, in just a lot of different. It's out there, right? We know that the Wolf of Wall Street, right, isn't about Leonardo DiCaprio becoming a wolf. It's symbolism for those inner, like, more evil desires. And I'm really into this concept, both in a literal werewolf form and a metaphorical or fantastical, like, figurative sort of form. I love this concept. I even have my own song about wolves in a way, and it's called The Lone Wolf. Go check out The Lone Wolf wherever you get your music by Midnight Notion. I hope you enjoy it. It's a similar concept about feeding the beast within and rising above. Well, that one's really a little bit more about being cast out and then saying, you know what, I don't need you anymore. I'm better than that. And then giving in to the internal desires that way. Maybe a more positive twist on it. Anyway, we're not talking about my song. We're talking about Metallica's song. And these lyrics just make me happy. You could read them in a few different ways, but the things that I really love about it, off through the new day's mist, I run. There's something about that line that isn't something I feel like most people would say. I feel like it's very creative, it's artistic, it's describing off through the new day's mist, I run. And then out from the new day's mist, I have come. I don't know why, but those words, it's almost the same line twice. And they use that in both the first verse and the second verse. It feels nice coming off of the tongue. Off from the new day's mist, I run. It flows out, right? And I don't know. I just love these lyrics, okay? I just love them. I very, very much so love them. This one lyrically, I can't say anymore or else this video is going to be 400 million hours long. This one gets a 4. All right, keep it short, keep it short. Instrumentation. How did they do? They did very well in this song. I think that this has a good combination of all the things I'm looking for. The riffs are really, really cool, but they're also holding back, right? They're doing a really fancy do-do-do-do-do-do, but they're not filling it with too much content. They're not overloading. The drums are just playing the straight beat, and then they're pulling back, and they're just doing the kick drum. You know, he's not going over crazy, like, and Justice for All, you know, as fast as he can. No one's really, like, taking over. They're all playing together, and that is what I really, really, really appreciate. I don't do this very often, but I really like it. So instrumentally, it's a 4. Composition. This one ticks all my boxes. You know how I always complain about the verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus structure? Verse, chorus, solo, bridge, chorus, outro. It's a different format. They've changed it up. They finally have a song that breaks the pattern. What? But then on top of that, you know, there's no tempo changes or time signature changes really, but they have this interesting build to it. They have the hits in the intro, and the hits keep coming back throughout the song, bridging between the verse and the chorus and ending the chorus, and then even incorporating them into the solo, incorporating them into the outro. Very cool. I hate it when you get an intro in the beginning and you never hear it again. It's nice to hear it come back. Then you got this main riff, and it's broken down into so many parts. You got and then you got a dun dun just held out, and then a and then you've got the 2 version of the riff. Everything is changing and moving and growing. Then you got the fact that the drums are hitting those the snare and the cymbal on the 4. And then in the third verse, it's psh, psh. But in the first verse, it's just the kick. Everything's building and growing and changing. I just love it. I just love it. Blah, 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 blah. This one, compositionally, it's a 4. Memorability. Here's where I have to cool down a little bit. I have to recognize what are my own standards for memorability. This song seems to me like it's missing that hook. The hook that it really needs. I think there's hooks in it. I think there's a lot of stuff to remember about this song. Shape shift really stands out. Shape shift, they say that multiple times. They have the wolf sounds. That stands out as unique and like, oh, it's the song with the wolf sounds, right? They have a really catchy riff. But the words, I don't know, they do stick. They do stick. It's positive, but it's not the best they can do. They can do much better. So we'll give them positive points. This one, memorability, they're just going to stick with a nice 3. Emotional response. I bet you can guess where this one is leaning because I'm smiling. I'm having a good time. I maybe have a little bias. There's a little thing about my life and my history about wolves. You might know this if you've listened to the podcast, the Somewhere in Dreamworld podcast. If you haven't already, check it out. There are episodes on this channel. So take a listen maybe to that first episode and you'll see a little bit more about why that concept sits with me throughout my whole life. So this one makes me happy in content, in context, in riffage, in music, in energy, just everything. It's ticking all my boxes. Emotional response, it's a 4. And so, if Wolf and Man gets a grand total of 19 points, and you know it's enough, let's see where it ends up. Oh no, we have our first tie. This is tied in 3rd place with Master of Puppets, and it's the exact same score. I tried to use my order of operations is first composition, then memorability, emotional response, then instrumentation, and then lyrics. That's my way of checking down the line, and unfortunately they have the exact same score. I'm not saying they're the exact same song. I'm just saying from my criteria, that's the math saith so. The math puts them there together, and that's where they're going to stay, I guess. So, there we are. Say goodbye to Fade to Black. We'll miss you, Fade to Black. Through the Never is on the chopping block. And oh my goodness, we have so many more to go. We're going to have a lot of ties, so this is going to be a process. I'm going to have to update my list at some point. I don't know when I can get to fixing up that graphic, but it'll happen someday because I'm going to have to show you the whole thing at some point. Oh boy. All right, it's your turn. Put in the comments below, what score would you give the song using my criteria? Make sure you check out Midnight Notion wherever you get your music. Listen to The Lone Wolf and let me know what you think of my Wolf song. And check out the Somewhere in Dreamworld podcast, available on iTunes and here on YouTube. And of course, hit that subscribe button so you could be here tomorrow as we discuss The God That Failed. Thanks for watching.